cool. It's just like you clap when you hear it. Right? Yay, he did it.
Go for the easy line.
So I did it. Another immediate shout out to honorary Brodeo member Anthony Gallegos. Please stand. Anthony was originally going to be on this podcast, but we actually have a pretty strict rule: no Hispanics on this podcast. By the way, if you didn't notice, I crossed out the EA on my name tag here. I'm still with you. I'm just saying I don't represent them here. Okay.
Jeff, why does everything you say sound like it's coming out of a walkie-talkie?
Really? It's true. Am I doing that? We got this rule, by the way. If you've ever never done a live podcast, we got this rule. You got to do this. Okay?
Okay.
You good now?
I'm good.
All right.
We're fine.
So here we are. We haven't all actually been in the same room in about a year, right? More?
Maybe.
Maybe. We've been talking to each other, but this is the first time we're all together. And we did prepare more than we ever did in 2 years on the so that's why it's going to suck.
Way to go.
Thank you. Thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. This is very humbling for us. You know, we don't actually, it does sound like I'm in an airplane, doesn't it? What is that? Okay. You know, we sort of live in our own bubble. Even when we were doing the podcast, we're just doing it in this shitty little room at Ziff Davis. And, you know, we know people are listening, but we don't ever actually, it's not very tangible like this. So to see you guys all here and seeing you guys waiting in line earlier, it's pretty humbling for us. So thank you for all coming. It's really awesome. Give yourself a hand. That's about all we got for you, right?
Yeah, if we keep on clapping, we don't have to come up with anything.
Oh, we actually weren't going to do, we were going to do a performance art piece. We were actually just going to tweet. We were going to do the first live tweet cast for about 10 minutes, because that's where media's gone since our magazine folded up. And One Up's still around, sorry guys. But we're all I didn't mean that, didn't mean it, love One Up.
It would be like a Kraftwerk show. We could just sit here.
Yeah, exactly. I think we should all just tweet to each other. And you guys can read it, so if you all load up your Twitter, right? That's never mind.
Okay.
Let's move on. One more thing I want to say, and that's that even though our magazine went down the drain and they moved us all online and that didn't work out, and now we're all elsewhere, I do want to say that I feel like it was a great sacrifice so that the Games for Windows platform could live on. Thank you. All right. What are we gonna do now? We're gonna do stuff.
Yeah, well,
Sean Elliott's prepared a bunch of stuff
by
as
popular
usual.
demand, everyone wanted Heroes of the Web to return, and I sort of stopped doing it at the tail end of GFW Radio because when I started, that stuff was genuinely fascinating to me. I just couldn't believe that such things existed. But what happens in psychology is known as adaptation. Essentially, you're overexposed to something and it just becomes mundane to you. So it wouldn't matter what it was, no matter, I mean, I'd spent so much time on the internet that, I mean, I'm pretty much horrified to say that I could see anything, and it was no different than any trip to a Walmart. And I found something with the help of AnimeReality.com, which is a site that was inspired, I hear, from Bruce there by, you know, the Hero of the Web stuff, and he found some nice material on a site called diaperedanime.com. We're just gonna have to kick off with now. Go ahead, Jeff.
I'm sorry in advance.
I also just want to say that Sean demanded that we do a cold reading of this.
He did,
and
so we
he handed me the copy of it, and I started reading my part, and I was like, what the fuck is this about?
This is just nasty stuff.
I don't even understand it.
Actually, it was like my wife and daughter and mom now to turn this off and turn it back on in about 10 minutes.
It's not that bad.
Dude.
It's diaper fans who are also anime fans, and the two interests happen to come together in what you're about to read.
Okay. Here we go.
No.
Am I just starting off the first thing? Does it need no more?
If you feel inspired, just go ahead, find it.
Here we go. All right.
Just make sure, I mean, there's a thread title, right? And the thread title is?
Oh, on your most embarrassing experience being found out by family. All right. I had one
one just last week. My mom found one of my used diapers in the trash and was pestering my brother and I all day long trying to find out who did it. I was scared for 2 days straight, thinking I might have to tell them. I just waited, and she blamed it on my grandma soon enough. So I got off the hook.
So that was Chaos DX.
Oh, that was Chaos DX. We should credit.
Yeah.
Thank you, Chaos DX, for your diaper fantasy.
You're welcome.
And my character is Yummy Joey's dog. Let's see. My worst was I was downstairs. Everyone had gone to bed, or so I thought, and I was padded and messy. When all of a sudden, I heard footsteps coming down the stairs. One mad dash into the closet later, and I then recalled I left my shorts in the living room, so I had nothing to hide the stinky diaper with. Emoticon that I don't understand. I ended up taking it off, cleaning up as best I could, and dashing out of the closet with a towel around my waist. Emoticon that I don't understand. Like, seriously, what is that?
I don't know what
Don't
that
want to
is.
know.
Anyway.
Better man for not knowing.
So it's me again. Sean didn't give himself any.
I did.
Oh, no, you did. Okay. All right, this is Poopy Diaper Girl. Shit.
Jeff, the first time in your life you've had hundreds of people like waiting in line to listen to you, and look what you're doing.
Okay, all right. My most, no, it's a girl. My most. No,
No, that was a good one. That was a good one.
yeah, we're getting hoarse here, right?
My most embarrassing moment had to be the day when I was 10. I was at the park and a boy I liked was there. And I got nervous that he was there and I pooped my pants. Too bad for me, I was wearing white khaki pants. And it seeped through my panties so everyone saw that big brown lump in my pants as I left the park. Sadly for me, I rode my bike home.
Bring it home though.
I'll bring it up.
But that was when I was young. And now I poop my pants all the time now. But it was embarrassing when I was little.
That's what I got.
Yeah,
She was
that's hot.
embarrassed. That's what got it. Like, that's what turned her on.
And me, too.
It turned out that none other than Robert Ashley has an alt account on diaperedanime.com. And he's known as HTE Man.
Yeah.
Dude, weed is awesome to smoke. I wish Obama could not legalize but decriminalize so us bud smokers can smoke bud without lawful persecution. Think of it this way. If wearing diapers for enjoyment was illegal, would you break the law and enjoy wearing them or whatever else? We still get some persecution from people by enjoying to wear them so much since there isn't a law for wearing them and most people don't see it as enjoyable and persecute us. Because having weed illegal is unconstitutional, and that would be the same thing if they illegalized diapers for enjoyment and make that illegal but unconstitutional. So it comes down to the Constitution. It's just been ignored by the ignorant government we live in.
Can I just point out that the copy that I got, his next line doesn't say that at
Yeah,
all?
mine neither.
You have to get a copy. The other thing, if you want one more, I left it on there and I crossed it out because I'm like, that's going to be too much. We don't want to spend too much time reading. But the sad thing about that guy is that, well, he has daddy issues, but I mean, that's not like that surprising when he's on there on the shit pant anime thing.
That's the sad thing, that he has daddy issues.
It doesn't even say anything about anime. But his whole thing was that, okay, I'll just read. This part's pretty sad. It's like, I never told my parents any of this, but one day about 2 or 3 years ago, my mom found my diapers under my dresser and all hell broke loose. First of all, she was angry, but then she calmed down and she thought I had a problem. I lied my way out of it by telling her that I had bedwetting problems at night and sometimes, and she bought it. Not the diapers, but the lie. We talked for a few minutes, none of this surfaced ever again, but the